I'm gonna say this the best way I know how. I get extremely triggered when people rely on me too much. Like, if I feel you're becoming way too dependent on me, it makes me want to run the other way. Because that triggers so much of my inner child, right? Like, being so strong, being so fucking strong, as they all like to say, I hate when people say that because I didn't ask to be. And what I know to be true is that me as a child, I had to figure everything out myself. So I feel like you should have to do the same. Does that make sense? And I don't say that to be a bitch. I say that because it's lonely as fuck. And I don't believe that people should go through things alone, specific things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. But I do think that you need to figure it out. I do think that you need to figure it out. Carrying the weight of being the strong one is so mentally fucking exhausting. So is it something that I need to work on? Probably. But
I had to stitch that video because I don't think I've seen a single video that succinctly explains what I've been going through. I too, especially recently, in the last couple years, get extremely triggered when someone depends on me or rely on me in any way, shape, or form. And it's gotten so bad that I know deep down that I need to go to therapy, but I'm therapied out. I'm therapized out. I've been in therapy for a decade. I no longer have any interest. I feel like at this point it's self-indulgent to continue going to therapy. So I'm most likely going to die like this. Okay, let me give you guys an example. I think for most immigrant first daughter, we have been taught directly or indirectly that our worth is tied to how much we take care of other people, like being the caretaker, being the problem solver of the family, being adultified at a very young age. I've been self-sufficient, I think, since I was 4. Literally, that's not an exaggeration. Like, I literally think by the time I turned 4, and people would say that, when they meet an adult, a kid that's very, like, you're so precocious. No child should be precocious, unless it's like maybe in academia. But it's not normal for a child to be precocious. And I was like, I think I was like doing things that I filled out the green card application for us to come to America at the age of 12. In retrospect, that's not normal. No child should be able to do that, to have that much audacity too. So what it does for me is that when I meet someone who's like a damsel, or like, I think there's a part of me that's envious of people like that and then resentful of them. But it's gotten to the point where it is so bad. I think the culmination of the Carter Agency, where no one showed up for me, no one took care of me when I was going through that, and I had to stand alone and go through that stuff publicly, and the cancellation, it did something to me that I remember when I was going through that last week, because everyone knew I started that whole mentorship program to help people, right? I remember when I was going through, I kept saying to myself, God, please don't let my heart change. God, please don't let my heart change. I'm a giver by nature. And, if you could define my life by anything, it would be volunteering. I've always wanted to join the Peace Corps. I wanted to travel the world and help people. And I remember just kept praying that prayer because I think deep down I knew something was going to change, and it changed drastically. It's the extreme opposite now. I think, for years I had savior complex. If you knew me, you know that, like, I'm the friend who will show up for anybody. I would drive 10 hours to come see you to make sure that you don't have a headache. And now it's the complete opposite. I went out with a bunch of girls like 2 weeks ago, and they had 3 or 4 guy friends there, and everybody was drinking. I was drinking too. I had a couple of, I only drink my Pinot Noir. And at the end of it, the guy was like, hey, you. He didn't know me. He didn't even know my name. Are you going to make sure that they get home safely, right? And even a year ago, that would have been a compliment. Like, oh my God, this guy sees me as reliable. I went from a 0 to 100. I snapped. I was triggered. I was like, why are you assigning me their caretaker? They can't take themselves home. Why do you think I'm self-sufficient? Why would you even say that? And everyone's like, calm down. I'm like, no, but why is he asking me to take care of you guys? You guys can take care of yourself. You're adults. We're all adults. I was so triggered. When I calmed down, I felt absolutely terrible, but that is what's been going on in my body for the last 2 years. Like, I remember, like, even when you guys would like message me and say, hey Nick, I just need advice for something, I'll be quick to give you advice. I mean, my DMs, like, writing paragraphs. Now once I say, hey Nick, I need advice or I need help, I just block the person. Or even with friends and family, like, my goal was to get to the point where anyone looks at me and go, You can't ask Nikki for anything. You can ask her for help. You can ask her for advice. She would not give it to you. And I have succeeded at it. And it is very isolating and it's very lonely to be there because I was that person everyone knew that you could depend on me for everything. Even it's affected my career because, I was here giving you guys financial advice and I'm really good at it. And then one day I was like, you know what? They don't deserve, somebody deserves it. I learned it myself. They can learn it too. And I just stopped filming. That's literally what happened. Like my brain is always like, if I can do it, so can you. And I wish I was strong enough to not have let all that stuff get to me and get me to this point that my heart, I'm gonna try black lip liner, but I don't have it. That my heart has completely changed, but it has. I am so resentful of when people need me for anything, like anything. Right? Because for years I was that friend. Even when I was broke, I would pick up everybody's tab when I would go out to eat. I would slide my card into negative just to make sure I pay for everybody's food. I would pick up gas for everyone. And now you can't even ask me for socks. So much so, like, even if I offer and you say yes, I'm angry that you said yes. I don't know what's happening. It's like I'm the one who offered. Like if I say, hey, do you want this skincare? And you say yes, there's a good chance I will cut you off. Like I want you to say no. Like I literally just want you to say no, I don't want it. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know why I became, and I don't want to use the word bitter, but I did not know that I knew when that was happening to me that it was going to be consequence. I know that the triggers are like my inner child just ringing an alarm like, hey Nikki, your needs matter too, take care of yourself. I just wish it wasn't this extreme. But I know maybe one day there will be a balance. I think there will be a balance. I think it will just self-correct one day and I will be able to help people again. But I really do miss the person I was. I think it's maybe a culmination of my whole childhood being so self-sufficient and being the reliable person and being adultified at a very young age, plus what happened between the Carter agency and getting canceled. Both together just flipped a switch that went to the extreme opposite. And I never want to be those people that I never want to be those people. But now, here I am, that like the only way you can remain in my life at this point is to never ask me for anything. Never ask me for a favor. Never ask me for advice. And I bestow it upon people so easily. I want it reciprocated. But the problem is I'm so hyper independent that I don't know how to ask. So the result of all of that now is just so much resentment. Like literally I don't know how to explain it. Like you can't even ask me for, like you can't even come over to my place and say, can I have a blanket to sleep on the couch? And I won't give you a blanket. I know that sounds extreme, but like I just don't want you to want anything from me. Nothing, nada, zero. I get so triggered. I mean, it's like a 0 to 1,000. Like